Today, I am joined by Lisa Yeager from STAIR here in our Avondale neighborhood. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. If you don't mind, could you explain a little bit about what STAIR is and what your organization offers to the community?
Sure. Um, STAIR stands for Start the Adventure in Reading. And that kind of says it all because we know in our community that there are a lot of students that are struggling with literacy. And so through one-on-one tutoring, we empower students with the tools they need to read better and to dream bigger. And we do that through one-on-one after-school tutoring with first and second graders who aren't reading on grade level yet. So students come to STAIR 2 afternoons a week and they build relationships with same tutors week in and week out who are focused on their individual literacy needs and empowering them to start their adventure in reading.
That's awesome. So, how long has STAIR been, I guess, in Birmingham? And also, how do students and parents, how do they sign up for the program?
Sure. So we are connected with a number of Birmingham City schools. We started out really small. It's close to 20 years ago now,
Oh,
but
wow.
we now serve 13 schools in the city of Birmingham, 11 Birmingham City schools, plus Restoration Academy in Fairfield and I3 Academy in Woodlawn.
Oh, wow. So that's awesome. And like how are you operating during COVID? Is it all virtual or are you still going to locations?
So when COVID first hit our area, we um, flipped over to virtual tutoring. Um, so we are working one-on-one with our students twice a week, but completely virtually using either a phone or video-based conference. And we're actually still accepting students, so parents can sign up with us at stairbirmingham.org/sign up.
How do you have like a cap of how many students or how many kids can sign up? Or is it just by deadline?
Um, well, you know, because the school year got off to a little bit of a late start, we are, continuing to take enrollments, and there's not necessarily a specific cap. So, um, because we're virtual and we don't have our site libraries available to us, one really cool thing this year is we are mailing books to students.
Oh,
So
wow.
all students who enroll are going to end up with a total of 26 books mailed to them in several
Wow.
shipments over the course of the year. And, virtual tutoring is one on one. So it's the child's very same tutor connecting with them week after week, kind of at the same time every week. And sometimes that's hard for families because we know COVID is hard on all of us. And so we've kind of implemented a new initiative as well this year because of COVID. It's called Read and Dream, and it's a texting based way to engage. So parents text in for short literacy based activities to work with their student using any book they might have on hand. And parents can text the word read, R E A D, into 205 649 5638 and receive totally free those literacy based activities to do with their kid. And then because school did get off to that late start, we also are operating a virtual tutoring program this summer. So we did that for the first time last summer, and we are really excited to be able to offer that again this upcoming summer too.
That's great. I know everything is going digital, and even with kids, like I'm always blown away by how even small kids, like my niece and nephew, uh, love technology. So I'm sure. Are they adapting pretty well to the online learning format virtually?
We have redone our curriculum to be virtual friendly, and we've trained all of our tutors, and we've gotten really great feedback so far on the new curriculum and the updates. It's a challenge with technology, but we just work through it step by step and day by day. The kids are already somewhat familiar with Zoom, a lot of them because of their school. And so we kind of try to come alongside and mirror the same platforms to make it as simple as possible for families.
That's awesome. And I'm sure you have a really great staff. And how many people are usually on staff to run these programs? Because it seems like, I guess it would, I'm not sure, would it very different from being virtual and in person, like how many people you would need?
So we have, our paid staff on every site of our 13 sites. We have a site director, and most sites also have a site assistant. But really, the heart of what we do are our tutors, and they are all volunteers. And
Oh, yeah.
so it takes, a lot of volunteers when you're one on one, since every student has their own dedicated tutor. And that's where we're just so grateful to have a dedicated tutor base that has rolled with all the punches that COVID and 2020 threw us. So,
Absolutely. So are you still accepting volunteers? Do you accept them like just on a, like I guess on a come basis when people ask if they can help out?
yes. So, we are definitely accepting tutors for our summer program. And, we may have a need here or there, ongoing through the rest of this spring. Tutors can sign up at stairbirmingham.org/tutor.
So we're gonna switch over to the more the personal side and learn a little bit more about you. So being the program director at STAIR, how are you from? Are you from Birmingham, and had you worked in literacy projects before this?
I'm originally from Huntsville. I grew up there and came here to go to college. It's almost been 20 years ago now. Apart from a couple years in grad school, I've been here ever since and really have only grown to love Birmingham more. I taught in a few different districts. I'm a Latin teacher by training, so
Oh,
have a
wow.
background in language acquisition and have wanted to pour back into the community that I live in and that I love, and had volunteered with STAIR kind of over the last 7 years or so, and then became site director at Avondale, and now have the privilege of being program director here.
How are you dealing with COVID right now? Like, how personally, what are you finding that brings you joy during time this very strange time?
So we have really been enjoying our city's gems: Avondale Park, Crestwood Park, Railroad Park, Vulcan Trail, Ruffner. My husband Andrew and I have two young sons, and so we are outdoors as much as possible. So whether that's a jog or a walk or just getting outdoors, that is how we stay sane. And then also, just for myself, Zoom yoga has been
Oh,
awesome.
nice. So, what are you watching right now or reading? Anything super cool or interesting that you're getting into?
Well, when I look at my Goodreads, I find that I gravitate towards nonfiction a lot. And so during COVID, I've really felt that fiction has been essential just for that emotional connection to text. And so recently I started reading Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. I just wanted to kind of immerse myself in another world. And so 1500s England seemed like a great place to do that. And I just finished The Dutch House by Ann Patchett, and that was a great read for COVID too.
Okay, so I know that you mentioned people can volunteer with STAIR. Is there anything else that the community can do right now to help you guys out?
Definitely. The first and most important way to get connected is to follow us on Facebook or Instagram at STAIR Birmingham. And that's where you're going to hear about calls for volunteers, good news that we have, any initiatives we're launching, or other ways that you can support us. Secondly, we're having a book drive. We have a curated book list of titles that integrate with our curriculum and that often feature diverse characters. And we have that list available on our website, stairbirmingham.org/book drive. So check that out if you're interested in joining our book drive effort. And then finally, as always, providing this additional support to read better and to dream bigger is needed, really more important than ever during this time of virtual learning. So folks can donate at stairbirmingham.org/give.
Absolutely. I will check it out as well, the list, and see what we can do over here in Avondale. And I want to thank you again for joining me this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you virtually and hopefully in person someday again. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
Bye.